Riyad Mahrez, born on February 21, 1991, in Sarcelles, France, is a professional footballer who plays as a right winger for Al Ahly in the Saudi Pro League and captains the Algerian national team. Mahrez began his youth career at AAS Sarcelles before moving to Quimper in 2009, where he played for one season. He then joined Le Havre, initially playing for their reserve team and later becoming a first-team regular. In January 2014, Mahrez signed for Leicester City, helping them win the championship and secure promotion to the Premier League in his first season. During the 2015-16 season, Mahrez's performances were instrumental in Leicester City's historic Premier League title win. He was named the PFA Players Player of the Year and the Algerian Footballer of the Year. In 2018, he transferred to Manchester City, where he contributed to multiple domestic successes, including 5 Premier League titles, 1 FA Cup, 2 EFL Cups, and a UEFA Champions League title in the 2022-23 season. Internationally, Mahrez has been a key player for Algeria since 2014, representing the nation in several Africa Cup of Nations tournaments and leading them to victory in 2019. He was named CAF's African Footballer of the Year in 2016. In July 2023, Mahrez joined Al Ahly in the Saudi Pro League, continuing his professional career in a new league. Throughout his career, Mahrez has been celebrated for his exceptional technique, ball control, and leadership qualities, solidifying his status as one of Africa's most accomplished footballers. Beyond his accomplishments on the pitch, Riyad Mahrez's journey has been shaped by determination and resilience. Born to an Algerian father and a Moroccan mother, Mahrez grew up in Sarcelles, a suburb north of Paris, where he honed his footballing skills in street games and local parks. His father, Ahmed, who played football at an amateur level in Algeria, was a strong influence on his early interest in the sport. Unfortunately, Mahrez's father passed away when he was just 15, a loss that deeply affected him but also strengthened his resolve to succeed in football. Despite being considered too slender and lacking the physical presence that many scouts look for in young talents, Mahrez stood out due to his technical flair, vision, and dribbling ability. This eventually caught the attention of Le Havre, where he developed a more professional approach to the game and drew interest from scouts across Europe. When Leicester City signed him in 2014, many were skeptical, given his low profile and the fact he was relatively unknown in English football. However, he quickly silenced critics with his creativity, ability to beat defenders, and knack for scoring crucial goals. Mahrez's breakthrough came during the 2015-16 Premier League season, where he scored 17 goals and provided 11 assists. His role in Leicester City's fairy-tale title win turned him into a global star. The achievement was widely regarded as one of the greatest underdog stories in sports history. After continued success with Leicester, including appearances in European competitions, his transfer to Manchester City in 2018 for a then-club record fee of around £60 million marked the next big step in his career. At Manchester City, Mahrez flourished under manager Pep Guardiola, improving his tactical awareness and contributing heavily to the club's domestic dominance. His calmness under pressure and clutch performances in key matches, such as his goal and assist in the Champions League semi-finals, cemented his legacy at the club. Winning the treble in the 2022-23 season was a pinnacle moment, making him one of the most decorated African players in European football. Off the field, Mahrez is known for his composed demeanor, faith, and charitable efforts. He has participated in various initiatives supporting youth in both France and Algeria, and remains a cultural icon in the Arab world. His popularity extends far beyond football, with a massive fan base and recognition as a role model for aspiring athletes from immigrant and underprivileged backgrounds. His move to Al Ahly in Saudi Arabia marked a new chapter, both personally and professionally, as he joined a growing number of elite players making the switch to the Middle East. The transfer, seen as part of the Saudi Pro League's ambition to globalize the league, also reflect Mahrez's desire for new challenges and to leave an impact in a different footballing culture. Even as he enters the later stages of his career, Riyad Mahrez continues to inspire with his skill, humility, and story of rising from obscurity to footballing greatness. His legacy is not just defined by trophies or statistics, but by his role in transforming perceptions of North African players in European football and setting new standards for what's possible through hard work and belief. Riyad Mahrez's influence continues to extend beyond his performances on the pitch. As one of the most recognizable and successful Arab and African footballers in history, he has become a symbol of pride for millions. In Algeria, he is not just admired, he is revered. His contributions to the national team, especially during the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations, have etched him into the hearts of Algerians forever. His unforgettable last-minute free kick against Nigeria in the semi-final was one of the defining moments of that tournament, sending Algeria to the final and ultimately helping them secure their second-ever continental title. Despite all the fame and accolades, Mahrez has maintained a grounded and humble persona. He often credits his upbringing and the support of his family for keeping him focused. He remains deeply connected to his roots, frequently visiting Algeria and engaging with local communities. He has been involved in philanthropy, including supporting football initiatives for underprivileged children and funding medical and humanitarian efforts in North Africa. Away from football, Mahrez has also stepped into the world of fashion and endorsements. His style and elegance have made him a sought-after figure in the fashion and lifestyle space, representing global brands and appearing in high-profile campaigns. His calm confidence, both on and off the field, has helped build a brand that transcends sport. In his personal life, Mahrez has experienced the ups and downs that come with being in the public eye. He was previously married to Rita Johal, with whom he shares children, and later married Taylor Ward, the daughter of former footballer Ashley Ward. Their relationship has attracted attention from the media, particularly with the growing popularity of footballers' lives off the pitch. Through it all, Mahrez has tried to maintain a level of privacy, focusing primarily on his professional commitments and his role as a father. As his career in Saudi Arabia continues, Mahrez's influence on the next generation of footballers cannot be overstated. Young wingers across Africa and the Middle East model their game after him, trying to mimic his smooth dribbling, graceful touch, and composure in front of goal. His journey from the streets of Sarceles to the heights of European football and now to the Saudi Pro League stands as a blueprint for those who dare to dream beyond their circumstances. Mahrez's story is one of perseverance, vision, and talent. It's about defying odds, staying true to one's identity, and making a global impact while staying connected to one's origins. Whether it's lifting silverware in England, wearing the captain's armband for Algeria, or entertaining fans in Saudi Arabia, Riyad Mahrez's legacy. Unlike players who relied on sheer speed or physicality, Mahrez crafted his legacy through technical finesse, balance, and football IQ. In an era obsessed with raw athleticism, Mahrez reminded the world of the artistry in football. What also makes him stand out is his resilience. His journey is filled with moments where it would have been easier to give up. From being overlooked at youth trials to the skepticism surrounding his early move to England, to the pressure of maintaining elite form at one of the world's biggest clubs, Mahrez has quietly overcome every challenge thrown at him, and has done it all while maintaining a composed, gracious presence, a quiet storm in a sport often dominated by noise. In the broader football landscape, Mahrez is now entering a phase of his career where his influence could even grow beyond what it was in his prime playing days. The sport is shifting, more global, more inclusive, and more interested in the stories that shape its stars. As someone who embodies a global journey, from Sarceles to Africa's highest podiums, to the top of Europe, and now to the Middle East, Mahrez is perfectly positioned to be a voice in shaping the next era of football. Whether he eventually writes an autobiography, launches a foundation, opens youth academies, or simply continues to inspire through his presence, one thing is certain: his story isn't over. In fact, it may just be entering its most meaningful chapter. Because beyond the goals and trophies, what Riyad Mahrez has built is something far more lasting, a legacy that transcends time, borders, and language, rooted in humility, shaped by struggle, and carried by pure love for the beautiful game. As Riyad Mahrez continues writing the final chapters of his playing career, there's a poetic quality to how everything is unfolding, like a story that's being told in arc of persistence, brilliance, and quiet rebellion against expectations. He never chased stardom in the loud way some do. Instead, he made the ball do the talking. That approach has earned him not only admiration but deep respect from peers, coaches, fans, and even critics who once doubted his potential. In Saudi Arabia, his role is evolving into that of a mentor and a legacy bearer. Younger players around him, many from across Africa, Asia, and the Arab world, are watching how he trains, how he carries himself, how he responds to pressure. In a league investing heavily in talent, Mahrez represents more than just marquee value. He's setting a cultural tone, showing how to elevate a league not just by playing well, but by leading with professionalism and humility. In a way, he's helping build something that will last long after his boots are hung up. Even off the pitch, he's found new ways to extend his reach. His popularity on social media remains strong, but it's more than just numbers. There's a real connection with his fans. Whether he's speaking in Arabic, French, or English, his words resonate because people know they come from experience and honesty. He's not trying to sell a brand. He's living his truth, and in today's world, that authenticity is rare and powerful. There's also growing conversation around the idea of Mahrez taking on a more formal role in shaping the future of Algerian football. With his experience across multiple leagues and his unique understanding of what young North African players need to succeed in Europe, he could play a transformative role. Some imagine him as a future technical director or even federation president. It's not far-fetched. He has a vision, the credibility, and the heart for it. He is also an ambassador for football's future in Africa. As more investment flows into African academies and leagues, figures like Mahrez are vital in keeping things grounded, ensuring the focus remains on development, opportunity, and respect for local talent. He understands what it means to be underestimated and what it takes to beat the system. That lived wisdom can't be taught. It's owned, and Mahrez has it in abundance. And then there's a family side of his life. In recent years, he's spoken more about fatherhood and the importance of keeping his children grounded despite the fame. He's made it clear that while football has been his life, his role as a father and husband is just as important. That balance, that sense of priority, is part of why he's so admired, not just as a footballer, but as a man. In the end, Riyad Mahrez's legacy won't just be found in YouTube highlights or trophy photos. It will live in the stories told in Sicilies, in the dreams sparked in Algiers, in the quiet belief of kids in Riyadh or Casablanca or Marseille who see it in the proof that brilliance can bloom anywhere. It will echo every time a young player cuts inside from the right wing, shifts the ball to their left foot, and curls it into the far corner, Mahrez style. He is not just part of football history, he is a living thread in the fabric of its global story. And as long as a beautiful game is played, Riyad Mahrez will be remembered as one of its most elegant, enduring, and inspirational figures. Is that of a modern footballing icon, one who never stopped believing in himself and never forgot where he came from. Looking ahead, Riyad Mahrez shows no signs of slowing down, even as he approaches the twilight of his career. His move to Al Ahly in 2023 wasn't just about football, it was also a statement about leadership, mentorship, and expanding his influence to a new region hungry for growth in the sport. In Saudi Arabia, Mahrez has embraced the role of a senior figure, guiding younger teammates and setting the standard for professionalism and performance. His presence in the Saudi Pro League has not only elevated the quality of the competition, but also brought global attention to the league's ambition of becoming a top-tier football destination. On the international stage, Mahrez remains deeply committed to the Algerian national team. As captain, he continues to inspire with both words and actions, leading by example and constantly pushing for excellence. Even during periods of transitional setback for Algeria, Mahrez has been a consistent figure, loyal, passionate, and ever ready to shoulder responsibility. With future tournaments like the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations and World Cup qualifiers in sight, Mahrez's experience and leadership are expected to be crucial as Algeria looks to reclaim its spot among the continent's elite. Legacy-wise, Mahrez has already secured his place among Africa's footballing greats, alongside names like Didier Drogba, Yaya Toure, Samuel Eto'o, and Mohamed Salah. What sets him apart, though, is the uniqueness of his journey. He wasn't discovered in a big academy or fast-tracked through a youth system. He built his path slowly, grinding through lesser-known clubs, proving himself repeatedly, and rising through sheer skill and tenacity. That story resonates deeply, especially with aspiring players from underrepresented communities and immigrants who see themselves in his journey. As Mahrez continues to evolve, possibly even considering future roles in coaching, football administration, or mentoring programs, his impact on the game is likely to extend far beyond his playing years. Many expect him to play a key role in football development in Algeria and possibly across North Africa, where his name carries immense respect and influence. Whether it's nurturing talent, establishing academies, or promoting youth outreach programs, Mahrez's passion for the game and his roots suggest that he won't drift far from the sport after retirement. More than a footballer, Riyad Mahrez is a symbol, a story of resilience, quiet confidence, and undeniable talent. He has shown that you don't need to fit the mold to become a star. You just need to believe, adapt, and keep chasing excellence. From Sarcelles to Leicester, from Manchester to Jeddah, his journey has captivated fans and left an indelible mark on football history. And even as he enters this new phase, the world continues to watch. Because with Mahrez, there's always more magic to come. As Riyad Mahrez moves deeper into this new chapter in Saudi Arabia, his influence is beginning to reach beyond the footballing world entirely. He has started to represent something much bigger than just goals and trophies. He has become a cultural ambassador, not only for Algeria but for the wider Arab and African communities. His calm demeanor, devout faith, and graceful playing style have made him a unifying figure among fans across borders. In a time when football increasingly intersects with culture, politics, and identity, Mahrez has handled the spotlight with maturity and authenticity, never straying far from his principles. In Saudi Arabia, he's not just a marquee signing, he's an example of how top-level professionals can elevate the standard of the game and also help shift global perceptions. The influx of big-name players into the Saudi Pro League brought some skepticism at first, but Mahrez's professionalism and competitiveness have set a tone that's helped legitimize the league's long-term aspirations. He's playing an important role in bridging cultures and expanding the reach of football into new territories where the passion runs deep but global exposure has traditionally been limited. Mahrez's relationship with fans remains incredibly strong. Whether it's posting a casual photo on social media or walking through the streets of Algiers, he draws admiration and respect. Unlike many high-profile athletes who are distant from their followers, Mahrez has always kept a relatable edge. He's someone who made it through hard work and pure talent, and he wears that journey with pride. His humility, his connection to his faith, and his consistent acknowledgement of his roots have only deepened that connection. As for what comes next, Mahrez's options are as open as his trademark left foot. There has been growing speculation that he could take on a more official leadership role in Algerian football in the future, possibly in a technical director or ambassadorial capacity. There's also talk of him being involved in talent development programs, especially targeting youth in North Africa and under-resourced areas in France, where he knows firsthand how easily great potential can be overlooked. His understanding of both the European and African football systems gives him a rare perspective, something that could prove invaluable in shaping the future of talent pipelines between the continents. He may also explore other interests. Over the years, he has dipped into entrepreneurship, fashion, and media, areas where his natural charisma and clean image open doors. It wouldn't be surprising to see him in documentary features, mentorship shows, or even co-founding initiatives focused on education, sport, or community building. But regardless of the paths he may take, Mahrez's footballing legacy is sealed. He is forever a champion of the people, a player who brought joy, hope, and pride to millions. He broke stereotypes, inspired generations, and did it all with elegance, class, and quiet strength. Whether dazzling defenders with his first touch or lifting a trophy with a beaming smile, Mahrez's story reminds us all that greatness can come from the most unexpected places. And sometimes, the smoothest path to glory is the one carved by pure belief and undying love for the game. As Riyad Mahrez's journey continues, the deeper layers of his impact start to take clearer shape, not just in the stats or silverware, but in the intangible legacy he leaves behind. He stands as proof that it's not always the loudest or flashiest players who become legends. It's often the ones who let their talent speak for itself, who rise quietly and consistently, and who represent something greater than just sport. In Algeria, Mahrez is more than a footballer. He's a national hero. Streets filled with fans wearing his name on their backs, murals of him are painted on walls, and children grow up mimicking his signature stopovers in schoolyards. His story is taught as inspiration, not only in football academies but in schools, in community centers, and in families who see in him the idea that greatness can come from anywhere, even when the odds seem stacked. His dual identity, as both Algerian and French, makes him a bridge between cultures, and has embraced both sides without compromising who he is. The reverence for Mahrez also extends into the footballing community. Young wingers from all over Africa, the Middle East, and even part of Europe cite him as a player they idolize, drawn to his elegance on the ball, his creative vision, and his ability to control games